Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode
17?
17?
16?
1 moment, please.
17? 716? 27.
I named 2 episodes, episode 15 in a row.
Oh.
14, 15, 15.
14, 15, 15?
Yeah.
So 14, 15, 16, 17.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 17 of the Player to Player podcast. I'm Kirk.
I'm Luke.
And today,
We know what we're doing.
yeah, it's been a little bit. We took a week off for 4th of July. I am tired. Luke
I had knee surgery.
Luke had knee surgery.
That was...
We could have taken another week off. That's a great excuse.
Yeah, because sitting here, like... I guess last week, if we would have done it, I would have been my leg would have been elevated and everything. And I would have had my leg on the desk.
Luke
needs
to skip a week.
Ha ha ha. Funny.
Yeah, so luckily
yeah.
nothing's happened in the past couple of weeks, so we don't have a lot of news for you. The biggest thing from the Nintendo Direct Mini a little bit ago was that Persona 5 Royal has finally come to Switch, and guess who called it? This guy.
Yeah, I mean...
This guy.
You kind of pointed out, though, that it was either this or never.
Yeah, it was now or never, and it was now, and I was right. I said
true,
it's going to be announced, and if it doesn't...
Why was this a mini?
It's never coming.
It was 25 minutes.
Why didn't we get a full-on
No,
direct?
why was it called a mini? It was 25 minutes.
Because normally the E3 directs are like 45 minutes.
But I think it's called mini because they were planning to do a full direct, and then they were not quite ready for the full direct, so they cut out all their stuff. So they were like, let's just call it a mini. But then they gave 25 minutes. Like when I heard mini, I was thinking like 15 minutes tops.
No, directs are usually 40,
not minis.
45 minutes. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well,
directs are usually about a half hour. They're right around the half hour range.
I don't know about that. But yeah, it was a mini because a lot of the stuff in it had been announced already.
It sucked.
No, it didn't.
No, it was actually very solid. It shouldn't.
Watching the direct was very underwhelming. But when you look at the calendar, when you look at that was weird how they just uploaded it.
Why didn't they do it live?
I don't know.
So like, I will never watch a direct that is not live. I will skip through to see the announcements that I want.
Oh,
like I'm not gonna like why would I?
Yeah,
and then
I like
Wood
watching
was
them.
even talking about that.
But
anyways,
the point is that it was a mini because most of the stuff in it had been announced already.
Oh, okay.
So they were it was more giving updates on stuff that
that's fair.
Already
that's fair.
Has been announced. So like Live Alive, Mario and Rabbids.
That was the first official announcement. It had just been leaked before.
Mario and Rabbids?
Yeah.
That's not true.
They
announced it officially. No. They did a poster and a trailer and everything. This was a larger reveal. Yeah. I don't know who you told that, but they were wrong. Welcome to the guy who watches the news about this stuff every single day.
Except for the past week.
Yeah, I've been busy. So yeah, it was a fine direct, but when you look at the calendar of the stuff that when it's like laid out on paper, you're like, oh, that's a lot of stuff.
No, I think
watching the direct,
I think this was a good direct. I think the reason that people gave it so much flack is because people wanted an official
direct.
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, so not only is Persona 5 Royal,
most of this stuff we knew about, like so
but we got Persona 5, which is huge. We've been waiting for that at least since Joker, like obviously before, but and we're getting Persona 3 and Persona 4. So and they'll come later. I think Persona 5 is coming out in October, and 3 and 4 are gonna They don't have dates yet.
Yep, but.
Persona 5 on Switch is great. I'll play it all over again. And that's a 120-hour game.
Just play it on Switch?
Yes, 100%. Well, not just to play it on Switch. When I was playing it on the PlayStation 5, I was like, I wish this was on Switch because I take it with me everywhere I go, and you can just bust out some chores or do some stuff or whatever.
You a Steam Deck.
Nah, I don't care.
I think you would.
I'm signed up for one, and they haven't emailed me. So
I think you would care.
The way I cared about it was huge when it got announced.
Yep.
And then down after everybody was like, this thing's probably going to be niche. And then when people started getting them, I was like, oh, actually, I do want one. And I wish I would have got it on the train. And then I don't care again.
But I think if you got one in your hands, you would care.
Maybe.
Because a lot of people
I don't even use my Switch that much.
A lot of people that I follow who talk about how they want things on Switch because it can be portable. A lot of them are using the Switch and Steam Deck almost 50-50 now.
Huh.
And they're actually it was actually Bob. This surprised me. Bob specifically said there will be games that he will get on the Steam Deck instead of the Switch.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's apparently great.
Yeah. I really like the Switch though.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, so do I. Like, but the Steam. I mean, having your Steam library is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then for so many games, you don't have to wait for them to come to Switch to be portable. You just play them on Steam.
Right.
Like.
Right. I mostly get it for first party, but all the other portable stuff
is
like Persona 5 should have been on Switch a long time ago.
Yeah. Totally.
But yeah, so that was the Direct. They also announced. I think this was announced today. Yeah. Kirby is getting a new game, and it's a Fall Guys clone.
It looks awesome.
It looks really good.
It actually looks really fun.
Nintendo quietly announced Kirby's Dream Buffet, a multiplayer game where you race friends around delicious hazards. The Switch eShop exclusive is due out in the next couple months. In the Pink Puffs open world style post-apocalyptic adventure, Kirby and the Forgotten Land hit too close to home in the current timeline. Kirby's Dream Buffet appears to be a welcome return to the character's simpler roots. Players roll along food-themed stages in 4 rounds of frantic multiplayer fun. The more food Kirby eats, the bigger he gets, eventually bumping competitors off the stage. Players will also get access to copy food abilities when they gobble up each new morsel, adding more sugar-coated powers to their arsenal. All right. So that looks really fun.
Yeah.
Fall Guys I kind of like, but the wait time is so long. Yeah. And the skip button is A. So you sit there spamming A, and then it'll kick you out of the game because you were spamming A because you skipped it's like boots you out. I was like, gosh, dang it.
Interesting.
Well, because it's like if you want to quit, you can just bounce whenever, but that's the A button, which is like,
nice.
Why? But yeah, Fall Guys Kirby, I'm down.
Yeah, totally.
And the last thing is Splatoon 3 is coming out very soon, and it's getting a OLED edition with the most colorful Joy-Cons yet.
Totally. These Joy-Cons are awesome.
The left one is purple and blue, and the right one is green and yellow, and they're kind of gradient. And they've got little Splatoon graphics on them.
The back of the Switch is decorated too, is it not?
Is it? Let me see. Do we have any pictures?
Oh, the dock is decorated.
The dock's decorated.
The dock has a big splat on it, and then
and the back,
Splatoon stuff.
So the back's got all the graphics on it, too. And the dock has a splat and then some graphics. Yeah, that's
Honestly,
pretty cool looking.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, the Joy-Cons have backs too.
They're two-toned. They're white on the back.
Well, they're white on the back. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I like it. I feel like they missed an opportunity here.
They missed a lot of opportunities.
I think this could have been a much cooler.
It's pretty cool.
That splat
That's pretty
looks
cool.
so good though.
Yeah.
Like they could have made this like a graffiti looking Switch. I think it could have looked really awesome.
It's like a subtle graffiti looking Switch.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I don't know.
It matches the Splatoon 3, and
it does. It does.
It's all right. I actually don't need one. As someone who buys all the Switches that come out, I don't really care. But I don't know. It's kind of cool.
So people are saying that this Splatoon OLED means that we're not going to get a new Switch anytime soon after it. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
I think Nintendo doesn't care.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo would have no shame in putting this out, selling it off to a bunch of people, and then releasing a new Switch a month later.
The Zelda new 3D or the 3DS XL that I got for Zelda, the gold one with the Triforce.
Right.
Bought that.
Yep.
I think later that year the new 3DS XL came out. So that's just
I don't think Nintendo cares about doing that at all. With that said, I still think it's 2025 before we get another Switch.
Yeah, totally.
But we do have one more thing. Prime Day is going on right now. It is actually today and tomorrow. Tomorrow being today, the day the listener's listening, which is tomorrow today.
That is a lot of words.
If you're listening, today is the last day for Prime Day. Head over to Amazon Prime. They've got a crazy good sale going on for everything. PS5, Xbox, Nintendo. I just want to quickly look through this and throw some things out. We have Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga is on sale on PS5, Xbox, and Switch for $45. We have Uncharted Legacy of Thieves on PS5 for $30. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for $40. Let's see what else we have here. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrated for $29.99. Guardians of the Galaxy for $24.99. This is all PS5. Ghostwire Tokyo for $30. Far Cry 6 for $13. All-Star Brawl for $20. And then on Switch, we have Mario Party for $40. Super Mario Party for $40. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, Luigi and Mario is on sale for $50. Star Allies
nice.
is $40.
That's a really good sale. That's 50% off.
Yeah. We have Assassin's Creed Ezio and Rebel Collection are on sale for $20 each on the Switch.
Not bad.
Paper Mario's $40. On Xbox, we have Guardians of the Galaxy again for $25.
Paper Mario is $40 on Xbox?
No, Paper Mario is $40.
Oh.
Period.
Gotcha.
On Xbox, we have...
That's kind of a huge announcement.
Guardians of the Galaxy for $25. Life is Strange True Colors for $25. Far Cry 6 for $13. Battlefield 2042 for $15. Halo Infinite, so for the campaign for $40. Kingdom Hearts 3 for $10. Yakuza Like a Dragon for $15. And a bunch of hardware is on sale also, including controllers, VR headsets from Oculus all the way to HTC. So all sorts of good stuff going on in Prime Day right now. So definitely jump over and
I'll have to go check that out. That sounds like a lot of good deals.
And what's awesome about this is it's all physical.
We got to stop doing stuff like this because Amazon might sponsor us.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
let me just call Jeff real quick.
Yeah.
It's just T9JEFF, right? That's his number.
Yep.
And I just
Yep.
I'll get us a sponsor.
You gave that out to everyone.
Yeah.
Can't believe you did that.
Yeah. I doxed
Jeff
Bezos. We are going to do a top 10 role-playing games list today.
Nice.
That is our main segment for the day.
So normally we do this weird thing where we go back and forth. We should try something different. You should do yours and then I'll do mine.
No, I want to go back and forth.
All right.
I don't like that at all. That's a bad idea.
Well, it was worth a shot. The answer is always no if you don't ask.
You can go first. If it's higher on my list, I say it's higher.
It won't be on your list. I don't think any of these games are on your
that's
list.
Fine. if something on my list is higher on your list, you'll say higher. We'll wait till it's at its highest point to talk about it. So,
all right.
I only have like 2 franchises on my list. I'm kidding. It's more than that, but
Luke hasn't played a lot of games.
I've played these same 10 games
100 times
since they came out.
Yeah, I believe
basically.
I believe you. So start with 10.
I started Mass Effect though.
That doesn't. So
it's a new game.
Start like recently?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like a couple days ago.
Are we doing the what have we been playing segment right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I do play new games.
That's not a new game. That game came out in 2005.
It's new to me.
I guess.
It's newly remastered.
I guess. That's true. Fair enough. Last year.
Hey, last year is about
for
5 years too soon for me.
That's progress.
At least.
All right. My number 10 is Skyrim.
Higher.
Really?
My number 10 is Dragon Age 2.
Way higher. I'm just kidding.
I was like, what? Hold up.
Dragon Age 2 is good.
Did it even make your list? Probably not.
It's fun though. Okay. Good game.
Yeah, Dragon Age 2, it's like...
I don't like the Dragon Age games nearly as much as you do.
Probably have swapped out... Yeah, well, you need to replay them. You need to replay them.
That's not how you define a good game.
No.
Oh, you got to play it like 4 times.
You never actually got into any of them.
I finished all of them.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Inquisition.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, you need to replay them. Anyways, Dragon Age 2, it's a good game. It's got a good storyline. Gameplay is kind of lackluster in my opinion.
Yeah.
The gameplay's fairly rough. It's got some really cool DLC to it, which actually probably is what gave it the number 10 spot for me. The DLC actually adds a lot to the game in my opinion.
Nice. Isn't there a whole nother companion?
Yes, there is a whole nother companion, and then there's also another companion that is a temporary companion for a really cool quest. Yeah. Nice. So, I mean, like the 10 spot for me, like it probably could have been pushed out by a couple other things, but I mean,
it's good. I like the combat better in the second one. I just like how fast it is.
Yeah,
I'm over the coder style
faster. Combat. Yeah, well, you would like Inquisition's combat.
It looks
I think
a lot better, and it is a little faster.
It feels faster, but
it's a little faster.
It's not faster. So
not at all.
No. So the reason that it's not faster,
you can't pause it.
You kill enemies faster, but they overload you with enemies. So it kind of feels hack and slash-ish.
Wait, that means it is faster. There's just more people to fight.
Right, but
I'm not saying the encounters are faster.
Oh, yeah, no. Yes, you're
saying
right.
the combat in general is faster.
That's
and
true.
you can move around freely.
Right.
And,
yeah. You can still pause it, and pausing it is still actually probably the better way to do it.
If you want to pause it every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's a little annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, we got 20 more games to go. My turn?
19 technically.
My turn?
Yeah.
Paper Mario.
I'm just kidding. I've never played
Never played it. Paper Mario is really good. It's a traditional
64, right?
Yeah. It's just called Paper Mario.
Origami?
No.
I'm just clarifying.
It's just called Paper Mario.
Right.
Yeah, it's on the 64. For that system, it's a standout. Like
totally.
A lot of the games on that system are like meh, and then you've got the
standouts,
20 of them that are really good.
Right.
And Paper Mario is one of those. It's pretty much open world. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, and the art style works really well on the 64 because it just looks like paper. So they didn't have to do a lot graphically. They just draw stuff and it comes across really good. It looks great in HD on the Switch. The mechanics are it's turn-based battles, but instead of just normal turn-based pick your move and stuff, each move is interactive and has a different way to interact. So some of them have you spam the A button to do more damage. Some of you have you hold it and let go. Some of them have a wheel that you stop and and then you have all these badges that you can get that modify your attacks or give you attacks. So like your stomp will do more damage, or one will protect you from air attacks, or one will let you bounce on multiple enemies instead of just one, and things like that.
Sure.
It is super creative. It's very fun. Art style's great.
I mean, just the idea of Paper Mario is a creative idea.
Well, yeah. And this is like when they were allowed to be creative with the Mario franchise.
Right.
So there are characters that have a lot of personality, have their own names. All of your companions are unique. They're interesting. They're fun to play with. And they all have cool abilities and stuff, even in the overworld.
Cool.
That you can, like, some will fly you over a gap.
Is combat like turn-based combat?
Yeah. That's what, it's turn-based, but each attack you can.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
You actually have a really...
And there's a really good story. Nope.
You have a really fun story with Paper Mario.
Not that story.
Yeah.
No.
It's a funny. You should tell this story.
I'm not going to tell it.
So, Kirk borrowed Paper Mario from a friend of ours. Actually, a renowned podcast guest, Tim Morris.
Renowned podcast guest and ex-Coeur d'Alene person.
Hold up, what?
He left. He's gone. Bye, Tim.
Cool. See you later, Tim.
Keep telling your story.
That was neat. Well, he deserves it now. So, Kirk borrowed Paper Mario, and he had 3 100% saves on his 64 cartridge. And what does Kirk do? Kirk deletes all of them before he starts his game, which Tim specifically asked him not to do. Deleted all 3 saves, all 3 100%, all 3 unique 100%, if I recall properly, because you can 100% it in a few different ways. And just deleted all 3 of them to start his new game. Had to just wipe that cartridge clean. But now, Tim, you deserve it. You didn't say goodbye to me.
In my defense, buy a lot of used games. And the first thing I do when I use those used games is I delete all the saves. Just so happened to not be my game. In fact, I still have it, and Tim left without it. So that's what you get for leaving.
And as far as I'm concerned, you can keep it.
But he has my Paper Mario on Switch. But it's only $40. I'll just buy a new one.
Yeah.
Miss you,
Day
Tim.
Sale.
Love you.
My number 9, Fable 3.
Fable Trace.
Fable 3 is is a good game. It gets way too much hate.
Yeah, no, it's good.
We've talked, I feel like, pretty extensively about Fable 3. Like, we could probably be labeled Fable 3 stans, which I don't think either of us are. But based off the amount we've talked about Fable 3 on this podcast,
yeah, we definitely
there's some
defend
people who probably think that it's, you know. But it's a solid game. It's very fun. It has an interesting story.
It's got a really good story.
It's got very cool role-playing elements.
Yeah.
So many different ways to make money and so many, like, different ways to, like, you know, at the end of the game, the Fable is hero or villain. Like, that's what you're going to be, right? And at the end of the game, going the hero's path is actually, like, not as black and white as going the villain path, because one of the things that you can do to do the villain path is you can, spoiler alert, the game's 40 years old. One of the villain things you can do.
It's not that old.
I know. It's like
not even close.
It's 10 years at least.
Probably. Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
No. It doesn't. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Oh my
Fable
gosh.
3 release.
Remember how I said we were shooting for an hour this time? Do you remember that?
2010.
Cool.
It is a
12 years old.
Game.
Neat.
Anyways,
spoilers.
Once you become the king,
right?
You have to try and raise a certain
amount
of money.
all kinds of stuff that you can do.
And if you raise that amount of money, you actually save a lot more lives that way.
Right.
And it actually kind of humanizes the main bad guy up until this point, who was king before.
Right.
And one of the things that you can do that is a villain thing is to buy all the properties in the land and raise the rent crazy high, which is not a great thing to do.
Yeah.
But you actually saved pretty much all those people's lives.
But there's also a way to buy all the properties and raise the rent a little bit and still make a lot of money.
Sure.
You just have to also do other things.
Right. Exactly.
Anyways, it's a good game.
It's a really good game. I think it Fable,
the magic, the guns, all that stuff. Really
such
fun.
a great job of, like, making the hero and villain path not as black and white as other games.
And interesting. Like,
yeah, totally. Yeah. Like in Coder, if you're a bad guy, it is very obvious.
Oh no, it's not even subtle.
You're a bad guy.
It's like, oh, can I have some money? It's like, no, but I'll kill you and your whole family.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna steal your dog.
And then you get 10 credits for it.
Yeah.
Like, which is completely pointless.
Crazy.
And then you'll go and you'll kill some bounty hunters, and then they'll be like harassing someone.
Yeah.
And you'll kill them.
And they're like, oh, thanks for saving me.
And there's a way to get dark side points for that.
Oh, yeah,
there's a way to be mean to the bounty hunters and not just send them off.
Right,
kill them, take all their stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, thanks for saving me.
And
you're like, I'll collect that bounty
I'll take
now.
the bounty.
And then
yeah.
you cut their head off. And then,
yeah, dark side and Coder is...
It's so dark.
It's like, how is that game rated T?
I wonder if that's actually why, because that game was one of the first, like, games I remember playing as a kid, and it was so dark. I wonder if that's part of the reason I never have a problem being a bad guy. Like,
probably not,
because Coder
really sets the bar.
Actually, so dark.
Mine is after that is Elden Ring.
Okay.
It's kind of low on my list. Number 8. I think it's really good. The mechanics are great. The difficulty is great. I just don't think it's as good as everybody says it is. They're all like, oh, 10 out of 10, best RPG ever made. Right. It's really good, but it's not like everything I have above it. Like, I don't even bat an eye. Like,
yeah, totally. It definitely seems to be a game that is for
if you like a Souls game, this will be your favorite game ever. But I'd never played a Souls game before. I've just played open world and RPGs and stuff like that. So as far as one of those, it is still very good. Like, there's plenty of stuff in the world, but there's like no friendlies. There's a lot of story. Most of it you have to read on armor descriptions and you have to read into things in between the lines.
The key point of the Souls franchise that made me not want to approach.
It's got as much stuff.
Totally. But it's not,
when you think
like,
Red Dead Redemption,
yeah,
the amount of extra story content in that game that is not required, that you can just stumble upon and happens.
Yeah.
It's the same level, but imagine if you just didn't get any of that story.
Right.
It's like there's so much interesting stuff to do in Red Dead Redemption or Breath of the Wild or whatever. And they have that stuff in Elden Ring, but it's just combat. Everything's combat always.
Yeah.
So it's not my favorite, but it's very good. Like,
totally.
Don't get me wrong.
I
have a full review of it up on my channel.
That's true. I wonder if maybe that actually wasn't the best entry to the Souls franchise.
I think it was because I didn't care at all, and now I kind of want to go back and play.
Oh, interesting.
The other ones.
Interesting. So. All right. Well, my number 8 is Skyrim.
Nice.
So
Skyrim's aight.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
when it came out, it was incredible.
Like, it's Skyrim.
When Skyrim came out, every YouTube video ever was showing the map of Skyrim compared to every other map, and how much bigger it was, which is hilarious to think now.
All the following videos were just mods. Like
mods and role playing
of mods content.
Lots of role playing too.
It's just I mean it's such a solid game. There's so much content in there. There's lots of story to it. It's personally not my favorite, which is why it's lower on the list, but compared to Dragon Age 2, Fable 3, I'm probably going to choose Skyrim over those.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. I ruined Skyrim for myself because of the mods.
Same. It's very hard for me to
when I stopped playing on Steam and forced myself and just went and played on Xbox, I had a really good time.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And there's a really solid game there. There's a lot to do, and there's a lot of variants and ways that you can go. We've talked about on the podcast before that Thieves Guild quest.
Yep.
Great quest.
Amazing.
One of my favorites in a video game. Period.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Better than I like the College of Winterhold. Everybody hates on it, but I really enjoy that quest. The main quest is very good.
I wasn't a fan.
I think it's good.
I thought it was too short, and it was too
short.
Yeah,
I've played it 4 times. I never finished it.
Really?
It's so long.
You must have gotten so close then.
I got to
because I got to the big ending.
No, I just learned my first shout and then I quit.
Okay, yeah, it's actually not that long.
Oh, really?
You go around, you hunt some dragons. It's been a long time since I played this, so I might misspeak. But you go around, you hunt the dragons, you learn some shouts, and then you go up to a mountain, and then you fight a dragon. And then
is that really it?
Yeah, it's basically it. And then there's story, but then the boss fight, I was ready, I was all geared up, I got all my stuff and beat it first try without an issue.
Yeah, that was
boring.
I have that problem in role-playing games a lot is I get way over-leveled.
Totally.
Way over-leveled.
Yeah.
And a good role-playing game doesn't let you do that.
Yeah.
So
like some of the ones that we're going to get to here.
Yep. So my next one is Golden Sun.
I don't even know what that is.
So it's a Nintendo role-playing game. It's a franchise that they made Golden Sun and Golden Sun.
I do know what this is. It's on the Game Boy.
Ages. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then they made a third one on the Wii.
Is that where you played it? Wow.
It's awesome.
You played this recently, right?
Last year or something.
Last year? Yeah.
I didn't finish it. I didn't even get that far really, but I always wanted to. I think that my Game Boy broke and I tried to fix it or something. It was a whole thing. I didn't want to stop playing it. It's really good. But yeah, so imagine 2D Skyrim made by Nintendo and you got Golden Sun. It's freaking awesome. Turn-based combat, obviously. But you go town to town and then sort of like Link's Awakening top-down style, right?
How can you handle turn-based combat but not coder combat?
It's just different.
Turn-based, I can't stand turn-based combat.
It depends. It depends. When they make it really interesting and nuanced, like Pokemon does.
Mm-hmm.
So Pokemon's a basic version of turn-based combat, but it's good. It's very good because of the rock, paper, scissors stuff.
Yeah.
When you add different mechanics to turn-based combat, it gets very interesting. So Golden Sun, you've got magic, you've got your normal attacks, and then, stuff like that.
Right.
And it all works differently. So it's actually really engaging, the turn-based combat, because it engages the puzzle side of my brain. And I'm like, okay, how are we going to get through this encounter? You're going to do this, and then I'll hit him from this, and then something changes. You got to rethink everything. So I like that about those games.
Sure.
But the music is great. The art style is beautiful. The story is really exciting. It's very Zelda-y in terms of young boy from a village. Something big happens. You have to go save the world.
Definitely.
But yeah,
I feel like those three things that you described Golden Sun is how you can describe almost every Nintendo game, like Nintendo property.
Oh yeah, like Kirby.
Pretty much. Well,
and Donkey Kong. Okay. And F-Zero.
Maybe not.
And Yoshi. Yoshi's Cookie. Yoshi, a young boy from
not watch that Kirby
from an egg town.
You don't think that's gonna have
something goes wrong and he has to play Tetris?
A crazy story.
That was perfect.
Okay.
I did such a good thing there, and you talked over it.
It was okay.
It was pretty funny.
2 out of 10.
Something went wrong, and he had to play Tetris.
2 out of 10. My number 7.
They think I'm funny.
No, they don't.
What, you think all the likes are for you?
Me. Yeah.
Nah. Like this video if you think I'm funny.
Dislike this video if you think I'm funny. They can't see it.
Correct.
Right?
Right. So no one thinks you're funny.
So no one... No,
I just won't tell you about them.
Wait a second.
Your turn.
Number 7. Fable 2.
Fable Dos.
Hopefully soon to be the second best Fable game in the franchise, but currently the best. I want the next one to be better than Fable 2.
Oh, Fable 1's not on your list?
It is not.
Okay.
Fable 2 is also better than Fable 1.
Oh, yeah, for sure. A lot better.
Fable 3 is better than Fable 1, dare I say. It is.
Doesn't matter. Fable 2, go.
Fair enough. Fable 2 has... Fable 2 takes the best of Fable 1 and the best of Fable 3 and puts it in Fable 2. Like, I mean,
that's literally not possible.
I understand that, but like if you were to play them just
if you played them backwards
exactly,
like you did.
Like I did, then you would see that, even though that still wouldn't work in the backwards way.
Time is a construct.
It has, I should say, it has the best of Fable 3 and the best of Fable 1 in Fable 2. That makes more sense. Yeah, exactly. And then it has a great storyline.
The storyline in 2 is the best.
Gameplay is awesome.
The gameplay is very good. The morality system is very interesting.
Yep.
It's the one with the horns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that game a lot.
It's been a long time since I've played it,
Same.
so I struggle to remember.
I played it guess where I played it? At Chris Setti's house.
Oh yeah,
that's how long ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
you should play that again. Jeez,
yeah, totally. Yeah,
that was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I know it was a long.
That was a really long time ago.
It was more than that. It was like almost 20 years ago.
So yeah, I think that takes my number 7 spot.
Okay, so then Chrono Trigger.
Wow, I'm actually surprised how low that is on your list.
It's because I haven't finished it.
Oh.
It's very good. I want to finish it. Same thing.
I may not have as big of a variety on my list, but I've at least finished every game on my list.
Chrono Trigger is like Golden Sun, so it's not that varied, but it's way better than Golden Sun. Like, I probably could have bumped it up a couple, but I didn't. So that's how it's gonna go. Anyways, Chrono Trigger is great. The art style is gorgeous. The story is very good. So are you gonna play it? I want you to.
Maybe one day.
Okay. Well, there's this. Sorry, I'm gonna spoil it. It's awesome. This is when I decided this game is a 10.
How dare you spoil a game that I have
This
not
is when
played.
I decided this game is a 10.
All right.
So
never gonna play it.
So you start out, you go to this festival, right? And there's this dude, and he's got this lunch, and you can just you just walk up to it and you eat it, right? So you eat his lunch, and it's like, oh no, you shouldn't eat his lunch or whatever. You find some money, you pick it up, then you hear, oh, this kid, I lost my money, where is it? Stuff like that. You go around and you're doing all this stuff. And it's like, whatever, who cares? Like, you're just playing through the thing. Oh no, I stole a guy's lunch. What a big deal. Later on in the game, like pretty later on, some stuff happens and you end up on trial for what happened, and they bring all these character witnesses, and it's all of the people. He's like, this guy stole my lunch. This kid stole my money. Like,
that's so funny.
Yeah, I was really impressed by that. Especially for a game that's so old. It's a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really fun. It's also it's a fantasy game, but there's time travel and technology.
Is it top down?
Yeah. Top down, and then turn-based combat, which shifts to more of a, deep view.
Yep.
And then there's the big overworld, very similar to Golden Sun in that sense. But in Chrono Trigger, you're traveling between 3 different timelines. So there's present, there's the far future, and then the past, the far past, like the ancient past. There might be 4 timelines actually. It's really interesting. And then you save the princess, and then something happens, and then there's a interdimensional portal. It's wild. It's very, very good. And I like it a lot. So I'll have to replay it.
Yeah.
I wish that part of me, I just want it to be on Switch. Is part of why I didn't finish it. And then when they announced Chrono Cross, I was like, maybe is gonna happen. So I don't know. But that Chrono Trigger is mine.
Sure. That was your number 7, right?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. No, that was 6.
Oh, so my number 6.
Right.
Because you went first.
Right.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
I don't know anything about it.
2 franchises on my list.
Continue.
So far, it's Fable and Dragon Age. Skyrim's on there too. Okay, I'm sorry. I just played these 10 games. Inquisition it's very good. It's very good. It improves a lot on the Coder style combat with incorporating the similar aspects. So, for instance, in Coder or Dragon Age, you have your list of abilities, and then you can pull the trigger to get your new abilities. They still have that there, but it's all real time. So you can so it's more like Dragon Age 2, but it's like a balance between Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age 1 combat style. So it doesn't feel as hack and slashy.
Yeah.
But it feels much more like it's so much better paced.
Yeah.
In Inquisition, it's very refined. It's pretty much at the point to where I'm okay with that combat style in any game going forward. It was enjoyable enough. My only complaint about it was that you have so many more abilities than what you can put on your 2 bars. So that's I wish that. So I think Inquisition is the one that gives you the most, and you have 4, and then you pull left trigger, and then you have 4 more, so you have 8. But once you are halfway through that game, you have 20 abilities. Granted, it's like a tree system, so there's not necessarily a reason to use a lot of the base abilities because they just improve. And then instead of making, is there a way to still use
them if you haven't slotted them?
Yeah, but you have to go through the pause menu to do it. You have to pause it and then go and click.
Yeah.
So that's kind of annoying. But what I like about Inquisition is because you have 3 party members with you, there's not necessarily a reason to go through the pause menu to get that ability. You just switch your character and use that ability. If you want a party of mages, then you can just have every mage has a different tree. So if you want to heal someone, instead of pausing and going into to find the heal button or whatever, you just switch to your healer and just heal everyone.
Yeah.
So it has an awesome story. Probably better than Dragon Age 2. Yeah.
The story?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, the story in 1 is the GOAT.
Yeah, the story in Dragon Age 1 is definitely the best Dragon Age story.
2 is interesting because it's
what's interesting about
the
2
side of it
is it takes place all in one city.
Right.
Dragon Age 1, you're all over the map,
Yeah.
But in 2, it takes place in Kirkwall, and the entire game takes place there. And it's over a long period of time.
You know how hard that was for me to listen to all the time? Kirkwall, what?
Yeah.
So
totally.
Annoying.
Because in Dragon Age 2, it takes place over 3 years in the city, and each year there's a different issue going on in the city.
Yeah. And it's just cool how it's adjacent to the first game,
Yeah. Now, Inquisition also takes on things that you do in Dragon Age 1 and 2 affect Inquisition. And so, of course, I love that. That's a very
in a big way or not really?
It varies. Some things, in a big way. So, for instance, one of the
towns that are gone completely.
She's not a companion, but Liliana, is in. She's in the game, but she's not a companion.
Right.
But based off her relationship with the hero for Elden will change all of her dialogue in Inquisition.
Oh, that's cool.
Anytime she refers to the hero for Elden, she refers to So that's a subtle thing, right?
Okay.
But then Dragon Age 2 has some big things in it, certain character decisions that will change what characters you see and Varric is a companion in Inquisition.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And you can go ask him to tell you because he's a storyteller, right?
Right.
So you can go and ask him to tell you the story of your hero from Dragon Age 2.
Oh,
and
that's
it's very
cool.
funny to hear him embellish on it and talk about how, which he did in Dragon Age 2.
Yeah.
But now you're hearing it and you'll remember oh yeah, I did do that, but I think there was only 1 dragon, not 7 there. Kind of thing.
That's cool.
So, Inquisition is massive though. and that hurt it for me. It was like almost so big that it was very difficult to get into, similarly to like Skyrim that I've talked about.
Yeah.
But once I got into it, I was in. I was hooked.
Yeah.
So.
Also, real quick, we're just gonna do a little kind of brief intermission here. Welcome to the behind the scenes of the Player to Player podcast. Luke, I'm gonna need you to move your mic all the way. Keep moving it.
Happened?
Move it all the way. And now look at the camera and smile. I just needed a thumbnail. Thank you. They're hard to get with the mics in front of our face, and I always forget to make us. I would have forgot if we waited till later.
Thanks, I hate it. I look like this.
Well, then do something else. You look goofy. Quit looking goofy.
Okay. Thumbnail clipped. Thumbnail done. I look like a goof, and if you listen to the podcast, you'll know why.
Information. Intermission.
Derp. Your turn.
Okay.
You hit that right in the middle. Good job with your intermission.
What?
Your intermission. Yeah. Right at number 5. I
did that on purpose.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
True. Stardew Valley.
I never played it.
This game's a 10.
It's actually a 5.
Everything up from here is it? I guess
it's on.
I guess I didn't
5.
actually do that good of a job on this list. Anyways,
whoops.
Stardew Valley is really fun. It's Animal Crossing, it's farming simulator, it's all of that stuff, but it's also wrapped up with a great combat system, dungeons, roguelike elements, really interesting story that you do not see coming. Like first it feels like a wholesome, fun little blah blah blah,
yep.
And then it's like spiritual and demons and like what, all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
This could be totally off because I've never played either of the games, but I've always got like Earthbound vibes from Stardew Valley.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
I've never played Stardew Valley or Earthbound, but I feel Stardew Valley feels very Earthbound to me.
It's interesting why that would connect to me. Like I don't know why.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, it's really fun. It's very good. There's all kinds of satire in it. Makes fun of Amazon and it makes fun of tropes in society and things like that.
Sure.
And it was developed by one guy. He did all of it by himself.
Wow.
Wrote all the dialogue, all the coding, all the art, everything.
That's
one
impressive.
dude. Took him a long time.
Yeah. So we'll get 2 in 20 years.
It's a very good game. No, the Haunted Chocolatier or something like that is coming out relatively soon.
Another one of
it got it. Yeah, it got announced last year.
Did he do it all by himself?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm not sure. He might have had more developers. Well, he used the same engine, so he had all the assets and stuff. But yeah, Stardew Valley.
All right. Coming in at number 5 on my list. This is debated from what I was seeing as to whether or not this is a role-playing game. But in my opinion, this is totally a role-playing game. Red Dead Redemption. It's a role-playing game.
Red Dead Redemption. Is that the second one?
No, Red Dead Redemption. The first one.
Oh, Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption.
Because you said Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, because
so I thought maybe that was Red Dead Redemption.
No, I was following up
squared.
Red Dead Redemption. It sounded like I was going to say something else.
Red Dead
Redemption
the Red Dead Redemption.
The Red Dead Redemption, which is actually
that's the third game.
Which is actually the second game in the franchise.
Ah, you mean the fourth game?
No. Red Dead Redemption, the first game, is actually the second game of the franchise.
Red Dead Redemption is not the first game. Red Dead Revolver is the first game.
That's what I just said.
You just said it was the first game.
No, Red Dead Redemption, the first game, Red Dead Redemption is actually the second game in the franchise.
Okay. Anyways,
Red Dead Revolver is the first game.
So,
which is not a role-playing game.
The Redemption.
That is like
like an arcade shooter.
Adventure game. No, there's a story.
Not really.
There's a story and there's levels.
Yeah, no, there's for sure a story. It's not an adventure
and there's
game.
levels and stuff. It's like an action.
It's like an arcade shooter.
It's not an arcade shooter.
Kinda.
No, it is not. Arcade shooter is like what you would go to an arcade and pick up the gun and go boom, 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 boom.
It's almost like that.
No, there's levels. You progress through the game.
Yeah.
Red Dead Revolver is not on trial here. Red Dead Redemption is. And I say it is a role-playing game.
Okay, fine.
Would you disagree with that?
Technically, but I get what you're saying.
what makes a role-playing game a role-playing game?
It doesn't matter because you already made your list.
I just wanted to talk about it. Jeez.
We'll talk about it.
No, I want to talk about this.
Oh.
What makes a role-playing game a role-playing game?
Role-playing elements.
Which are?
Things with which you role-play.
Okay. Would you say you don't role-play as John Marston in the first one?
No, you do.
You absolutely do. Now, story-wise...
Well, so here's the thing, is you don't really have a lot of stat modification. The only real thing is like the weapons kind of work differently.
Yep.
But you can't really like level him up. You can't really
you level up your Deadeye.
Well, sure, but that's just one portion. You don't have stamina, strength.
You do have stamina, and then you have horse stamina.
No, you have. No,
but instead of leveling it up,
I'm saying it's not a stat.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So you don't have strength, wisdom, charisma, awareness, all that stuff.
You don't have that in Fable.
You do actually. It's just not.
It's not. It's hidden.
Yeah.
Like it's not like that. Same with Skyrim. Skyrim is just skills that you level up.
Yeah, but there's skill trees and
sure. Yeah,
dialogue options. And it's more like you're playing John Marston's story than you are playing your story.
Right, but there's so much side content to Red Dead that makes it feel like a role-playing game to me. You know what I mean? Like, so I understand in the way
Ocarina has side content. Ocarina is definitely not a role-playing game.
Ocarina is a game with role-playing elements, but Ocarina is...
Not really. What role-playing elements? It's an action-adventure game.
I guess I don't know if I would say role-playing elements, but... So Red Dead, you have... yes, you can't affect...
Hold on, Red Dead what?
Red Dead 1, Redemption.
No.
Stop. Oh my god.
You said Red Dead as if that wasn't the title of all three games. I'm not trying to. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Gosh.
You literally said Red Dead as if that's not the title of all three of them.
Red Dead Redemption. This is the game that I'm talking about for now, and we'll continue to talk about.
You said Red Dead as if you were starting a new thing.
No. This game, Red Dead Redemption, RDR, okay? This game is... Like, I understand that you can't really affect the story, right?
Yeah.
Like the mainline story. But there are so many other things that you can do. Like, is GTA a role-playing game?
Yes.
So, Red Dead Redemption is just GTA on horses.
Fine.
Like, I understand it's a little bit different.
So do you like it or not?
Yeah, it's number 5 on my list. Why. It's a phenomenal game. Largely due to all of the side quest content. Like all of the side content is so interesting.
I think the main story is the best part.
The main story is amazing, but the side quest content is just as good.
It's one of the best main story video games ever.
Definitely.
Oh, that would be a good list.
Most definitely. Yeah, that would be a good
best
list.
stories in video games. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways,
Red Dead Redemption number 5.
For sure.
Probably fairly close actually.
Wait, 5 or 4? Or 3. Wait, I thought Red Dead Redemption was the second one. Anyways.
Red Dead Redemption's my number 5.
Cool. Good game. Can I go now?
No. You can go now.
Okay. Final Fantasy VII Remake. This should have been lower on the list.
Yeah, definitely.
It doesn't matter, though. Here we are. It's really good. It's awesome. It's really fun. It took a traditional turn-based, not 2D entirely, kind of 3D, 2D. That's a whole conversation. Anyways,
your list JRPGs?
Probably. They're very
Pretty
good.
much all of your list is JRPGs.
We'll talk about it later. Persona 1. What did you do to me?
Persona 1?
The PlayStation 1 version.
Of Persona?
No. The Final Fantasy 7. Versus the PlayStation 4 version.
What about the PlayStation 5 version?
Crazy different. It's slightly upgraded.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good. Anyways, it's a remake in the sense that they literally remade it from the ground up. Right. It's totally different. Right. So it's not a remaster. It's not a...
Right.
It's a total remake. And they took a classic turn-based style JRPG and made it more of a coder style JRPG.
Okay.
It's still turn based, and you still have all your different abilities and powers, but it plays more like Dragon Age 2, where it's real time.
Sure.
But you can pause and do stuff if you need to, and switch characters and do all their abilities and everything. And they added so much content. So this is the first of what they have now announced to be 3 Final Fantasy VII games.
That's insane.
It's wild.
That's why I went out of coder.
I played Final Fantasy VII, the original, on Switch.
Oh, okay.
For 45-50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It took me like 6 hours to catch up to that point in this game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's
a very long game. And they just add so much. But I think I'm not a huge Final Fantasy VII fan, but I think it's really cool because it adds lore, it adds depth, it adds gravitas.
That's like adding 15 planets to coder. Like, I would love that. Content-wise, like time-wise, not necessarily how they're doing it.
It's more like making Tatooine 10 times bigger.
Oh, sure. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So, because it's still all the same story. There's just more that happens.
Yep.
That adds to the things that happen later. So,
right.
I've been trying really hard to avoid spoilers of the initial game because I haven't played it. But I played it to compare it.
Spoiler alert: Sephiroth's in it.
That actually is a big kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's...
He plays a much larger role in the remake, which is cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because in the first one, he doesn't show up for a long time. So based on how far into the original game I would be from just playing this one, he's not in it at all.
Wow.
And in this one, he's in it a lot.
That's cool.
And the way they do it is classy, I think.
Right.
And it also seems like they're changing the story.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with the first one to quite know what they're doing, but from what I've heard, it sounds like they're making a pretty big difference. So, yeah, that's my number 4.
My number 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, the third entry in the franchise.
The second one.
Yes. The second
Red Dead Redemption 2, 3, the second one.
Yes.
Got it.
Correct. Everything that Red Dead Redemption 1, 2 does is better in 2, 3.
Agreed.
Everything. The story is better.
The story is better.
Longer.
The character's better.
The story is more interesting.
You get
not
more
to
John
say
Marston.
that Red Dead Redemption is bad. Red Dead Redemption is amazing.
Like a 9.5.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is phenomenal.
It's the Godfather and the Godfather 2. It's like
exactly
more on top of. You've seen those movies?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, gotcha.
I understood the pop culture reference. Thank you. Have you seen those movies?
No.
Yeah, didn't think so. Gosh. The world feels a lot more full in Red Dead Redemption 2, 3.
Yeah. Way more.
Until you get into the old map.
I disagree.
No, the old map is so barren.
Compared to
even the first game. The second game.
I guess. There's a lot still there, though.
Yeah, there is, but it's so obviously
it is more sparse.
Populated territory.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
right.
At that point.
Yeah.
It's
just
and
everyone
in
Blackwater, or not Blackwater, what's the...
Blackwater.
Armadillo.
Oh, Armadillo.
Everyone in Armadillo's dead, so... Because the plague went through.
Oh, right.
And they're like burning bodies and stuff.
And it's like there's barely anyone there. It is very unpopulated. It's cool to go to those towns.
That map is like such a small portion of...
Oh my gosh, I know, and it's so insane. I wish you could go down to the Mexico area.
You can. It's a glitch. It doesn't really work.
Well, I wish it was actually in, that would have been.
But you can
cool
see Bob's
the state of it. And
is it Bob?
No idea.
What's his name? The guy with the hat, and he fights John in a fort with a Gatling gun. Towards the beginning of the game. It's one of the first guys you hunt down.
So not Bob. Will.
No,
William. William.
I don't remember.
Me either.
Also, William is Bob. Bob. William. Will.
Bob.
Willie,
William.
Bob.
What is happening?
Okay, this is my turn. Red Dead Redemption 2 is very good.
Red Dead Redemption
Yes.
2? Also a role-playing game?
Great game. Mine is number 3. Knights of the Old Republic.
Higher.
Okay, your turn.
What? number 2, Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Knights of the Old Republic 2? Really?
Yeah, is it higher?
It's not on my list at all.
Whoa! Hold up, what?
I told you I didn't do a good job on this list.
How is it not on your list?
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Knights of the Old Republic 2. It is.
It's at least as good as the first one.
Yeah, I prefer the first one.
I think it's better technically. The story in the first one is better.
This list is not top 10 best role-playing games ever made. This is my top 10 favorite role-playing games. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like is Red Dead Redemption 2 a better game than Knights of the Old Republic? Of course it is. Yeah. Like absolutely. That's not the list. Right. The list is what my
If it
my
matters,
favorite.
I tried to do mine a little bit more objectively, but I still failed. So
I feel like your list is worse objectively.
Yeah, it's probably.
Like, you have Chrono Trigger like in the middle. That's
yeah,
considered
you're right.
like the best role-playing game ever made. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
Knights of the Old Republic 2 does improve on pretty much everything of the first one, if not just everything of the first one. I prefer the story to the first Knights of the Old Republic.
There's always one thing that I can't remember what it is, but there's this one thing every time I boot up KOTOR 2, I'm like, oh, I don't like that as much as.
Interesting.
But I forget what it is.
Yeah, I would be curious to know what that is.
I also don't like how it's green instead of blue.
Yeah, the menu is better though.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Way better.
It's a much
way
better menu.
Even the mods for KOTOR 1 on PC, like just give it the version 2 menu.
Style.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's so difficult for me to like rate these two games like as to which one is a better game. I just think exactly. I just think I prefer one to KOTOR 2.
Story wise.
Yeah, and
companions.
KOTOR 1 just has so much nostalgia for me.
I feel like that wouldn't
so
check out if you go watch our KOTOR 2 companions. Like the tier list.
The tier list.
Most of the ones in 2 are more interesting, I think. The ones in KOTOR 1 are like classic.
More interesting, but like so for instance,
Visas,
let's
Beodur,
take this into like
Hanhar, Mira.
To the food world. For instance, an old fashioned is a classic cocktail. Okay, listen to me.
Okay.
Karth is like an old fashioned. All right.
Sure. He's even
old
orange.
fashioned. Exactly.
Can we get drinks after this?
I don't know. So, anyways, old fashioned, classic cocktail. But then you have something like much more interesting and a lot more depth to it, and like the Corpse Reviver number 2.
Do you want to order pizza?
Which is the drink.
What's for dinner?
So, anyways, you take Atten,
tacos,
and Atten is the Corpse Reviver number 2. But what I want more often is the old fashioned.
I'm gonna order a pizza.
Stop.
I was being Ethan.
I know. The moment you said, do you know what the pizza course is from that podcast?
That's what
we're done.
No.
We are done.
Bye, everyone.
We are done.
It's if they get pizza, not after. Doesn't mean if they talk about pizza.
Anyways,
shout out to the H3 podcast.
My point. I don't know why I thought Corpse Reviver number 2. There is a much more more complicated drink. I mean, as complicated drink that's more popular.
Clue what you're talking about.
Exactly. My point is, sometimes just because the characters in KOTOR 2 are more interesting doesn't mean the characters in KOTOR 2 doesn't mean I like them better.
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like for sure.
And more often than not, I'm probably going to take the KOTOR 2 character.
KOTOR 2 is the game we're talking about.
Yes.
Excellent story. Excellent story beats, excellent characters, excellent writing. I think the writing overall is probably better in 2. The tone is probably better.
It's a lot darker.
It's a really good game.
I feel like it feels
you know what I described
post-apocalyptic.
I don't know if this was
Star
you I
Wars
was talking to.
No. Maybe not the most, because Mando definitely feels fairly post-apocalyptic. But like,
I guess,
like the I feel like KOTOR 1 is just such like there's so much hope in KOTOR 1.
Totally. Well,
like,
that's so. What I was gonna say
2 is like.
What I was gonna say. I think it might have been you. I don't remember, but I was telling somebody this the other day. Is that KOTOR to KOTOR 2 actually so many similarities to Ocarina and Majora's Mask? Like the first game, classic,
absolutely
adventure, like hope and good guys, and the second one is dark. It's more interesting mechanically. the story kind of off things are more interesting and it's deeper and more improved in all areas. But because of the tone shift, it's like maybe not quite as good as the first one, but maybe it's also better. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, I see those similarities a lot actually. Yeah. So, which I love. I mean, I love that about Coder 2, but there's something about just, again, Ocarina and Majora's Mask is a great comparison.
Yeah.
Like, I love Majora's Mask, but there's just Ocarina is just like, it's just so good. Like, so your number.
Well, what do you think I have above Coder? I bet you could guess.
Whoa.
Remember, I put Coder at 3.
Have we talked about Persona?
Nope.
It's Persona.
It's up there.
Gross. How is it Persona? Wait, Coder's at 3?
Coder's at 3, yeah.
And Persona's at 1.
Yeah.
What is it 2? Is it a JRPG?
Nope. I've definitely said before that it's one of the best games I've ever played.
I know as soon as you say it, I'm gonna know exactly what it is. Is it Mass Effect? It's not Mass Effect.
I just almost said it. Did you hear it?
No.
Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Wait,
you have that above Coder?
100%.
Whoa.
So you think the morality system?
Can you have a lightsaber in New Vegas?
Stop. In the mods, yes. There you go.
So Skyrim is better by that stance.
Skyrim's the best game ever made when it comes to mods.
That's true.
But it's made by the largest development team in all of history.
You're not wrong. Okay, New Vegas. Go for it. Morality system.
The morality system is more interesting than Coder. The writing in this game is top notch. There's like 6 endings. All of them are interesting. All of them feel good and earned when you get there. And then once the game ends and your ending plays out, it tells you what happened with this story and with this story and this story and this story. And there's so much that you can do. Like you can go through rogue, you can take sides, you can take all the sides and then betray people. You can, there's so much interesting narrative stuff that happens in this game. You can truly do in New Vegas whatever you want. You can kill main characters that are essential to the plot.
Wow.
Just kill them. And then guess what? They don't show up anymore. Like, it's really impressive what they pulled off with this game. And how well they handle things that most normal games you wouldn't expect to be able to do.
Sure.
Some of the side quests in New Vegas, there are so many YouTube videos on New Vegas. Like, there's so many single side quests that have multiple endings, that have different morality, that are interesting no matter how you do it. Like, super cool. New Vegas is one of the best games I've ever played.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. I would love to see a remaster of that.
Steam has one kind of.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of up-reses and textures and
just mods.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've never remastered a Fallout game, have they?
I think maybe 1 and 2 got a remaster.
I don't think so. I think 1 and 2 are just 1 and 2. Like,
you might be right.
That's actually kind of surprising to me.
Well, Bethesda's not a very big studio.
Yeah. I mean, is a remaster just as much work as a new game?
But they're
developing on the engine.
They're working on Elder Scrolls and...
Well, sure, but they're also still developing on the engine that New Vegas was probably built on.
That's true.
So, I feel like they could just...
they could.
That's interesting to me. I wonder... Because, the thing right now is remasters, right?
Definitely.
That is the thing of, this time in video games. If you look back in history... remasters are going to be the theme of the time that we're currently in.
Also, this is my favorite post-apocalypse world, period.
Oh, yeah?
Fallout New Vegas, yeah.
Is that different than from, Fallout 3 or Fallout, is it?
Because of the location, it is.
It is, okay.
So it takes place in Vegas.
Right.
Which is now New Vegas.
Right.
So you've got the new California Republic that's, branching out, and California's getting larger.
Which is Fallout 3. That's where you're playing Fallout 3, right?
No.
New California Republic.
3 is in... DC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I heard something that they were returning to that area for 5 or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember though.
Yeah, I wonder. I think we should see some Fallout remasters.
Yeah, maybe.
I think people would be all over that. I mean, because if you could take Fallout New Vegas and if it's built on the same engine and you're able to make it look as good as
the problem is the engine is dated and Starfield doesn't look that much better. Like, looks good.
New Vegas?
Nah, not really.
Okay, fair enough. Number 2 on my list.
What?
Dragon Age Origins.
Dragon Age Origins. The first one.
The first one. The first one of the first entry into the first franchise of Dragon Age.
You just say Dragon Age. Weirdo.
Dragon Age Origins is...
That's your number 1?
No, it's my number 2.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Dragon Age Origins is one of my all-time favorite video games.
Isn't Origins the edition?
No. Awakening.
They just called it Origins from the beginning?
Yeah, Dragon Age
Interesting.
Origins. That was the title of the game.
Interesting.
The DLC in this game is amazing. The game is amazing. The companions are so interesting. There's so many different endings in this game, and they're all very nuanced.
Like 4, right?
5.
Are they all really
6.
different?
No, but that's what I like about it, is because you like one decision early on in the game, late in the game, like one decision can change how the game goes.
That's why I think you love New
Your
Vegas.
relationship with some characters changes how the game goes.
Right.
For instance, if you romance Alistair in the game, like while playing the game, getting him to go in different getting him to go to choose different different decisions is almost impossible because of that, you know. Right. But if you berate him and treat him like crap, which is what I usually do actually, then at the end he is like so defeated as a person that he will do whatever you want to save Ferelden, basically. Like that's what he's decided is what his life is worth. Cool. And then in the DLC there's a Grey Warden's a whole Grey Warden castle that you go to. That's cool. And something has happened at the castle that you have to try and figure out. Right. And then you find out that there was a sect of Grey Wardens that had a very dark
I
path.
Think I heard about that,
super interesting.
That's
like,
cool.
Every time what I
the
love,
Grey Wardens are already super dark.
Oh, totally. Totally. So, and their entire thing is they get you into their order, making you think that you will be this renowned, amazing fighter,
and you're
really,
probably gonna die.
You have a short lifespan that is a terrible life to live
if you make it.
Right. Yeah. If you don't just die during
the turning or whatever.
What is that called? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember
initiation.
Yeah, but like when they
I forget what they call it. Yeah. It's a great game.
Disagree. So again, one of the things that pushed me out from the Souls franchise is that I heard that there is lots of story and it's very in depth, but you have to seek it out. You have to like read it. You can play Dragon Age and get a bunch of that storyline. Yeah. There are also full books inside of Dragon Age Origins that you can read if you want to.
Definitely.
You know, like full books is probably a little, like maybe short stories, maybe a lot of short stories.
Yeah, a lot of short stories.
There's a bunch of information that you can get, and there's
so much dialogue you can get
codexes. Too. Yeah. There's still dialogue that I didn't know about. Like because they have the dialogue that they just. Like your party members talk to each other when you travel. You know what I mean? Like you'll walk into to Orzammar and then your companions will talk about Orzammar. Yeah. There is so much dialogue between your companions based off what companions are with you, what their relationship is to you, what their relationship is to. So there is dialogue. I've almost 100%ed the. I've almost platinumed the game. Is that what it's called on PlayStation? I've almost got every achievement on Xbox. Very close, and there is still dialogue that I've never heard.
That's crazy.
Like, and one of the mods, I actually got it on Steam, and I'm very excited to play it on Steam, which I will do eventually, because there's a lot of mods for it.
So it's like a 60-hour game, and you played it like 10 times.
It's not a 60-hour game. It's like a 30-hour, 40-hour.
That's
game.
Not bad.
Yeah, like it's like 30. I think my last playtime came in under 30 hours, including all the DLC. Yeah. But there's a lot of mods for it that I would like to, and one of the mods is it takes the like those factors out of like what triggers that dialogue. So those dialogue side conversations just trigger way more often with this mod. So like I'm actually excited to like hear some of that, because some of the banter between your companions is some of the best.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing game.
It is an amazing game.
Your number one.
Bum 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 ba-doo, 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 bum 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 ba-da-da-da-ba-ba, bum bum bum.
Looking good, Joker.
Bum 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 bum.
Is that what the thing says?
Who am I? I'm the love you need. Oh, sorry. Probably gonna get copyright claimed, right? Because of how good.
No.
Maybe I'm not here
No.
at all. Okay. Persona 5 Royale has one of the best soundtracks in video game history.
Royale?
Yeah.
You have a thing hanging from your beard.
Get it.
I don't stop. You turned.
Sorry.
Okay, well, I'll just leave it hanging there.
Is it gone?
It's on your shoulder now.
There.
That's probably just been swinging.
Persona 5 Royale has one of the best
podcast.
soundtracks in all of video game history. That includes, yes, the Mario and the Zelda games. It's up there. Like hair. It's very good. The characters are very interesting. The dialogue is incredible. The combat is one of my favorites in any video game. The enemies are fun. There's this Pokemon element that they add to the enemies that you get to capture all the personas and you get to fuse them. The story is incredible, and it keeps going. Like, it reaches a peak, and you're like, wow, that was really good. And then it goes higher, and then higher and higher and higher until the end. And then the final semester that they add in Royal gets even crazier. Like, it's crazy. You go from fighting high school teachers to gods. Like,
spoiler alert.
It's no, not really. Not really. Anyways, it's like 110, 120 hour game. And and
you're gonna replay it?
Oh, no problem. Yeah, okay. I blew through that thing.
So that puts you 240 hours into one game,
which is more than your Dragon Age.
More than I put into Dragon Age,
and it doesn't feel like it.
So
I feel after 2 hours of Dragon Age, I'm exhausted. I could play Persona 5 8 hours. I did often, actually.
Because you have no life.
There's so much to do. I have a life.
When he was playing Persona 5, I don't think I saw him for months.
No, it only took me a couple weeks.
Oh, well, it must have been.
I busted that bad boy out
long, and your
quick.
beard was scraggly,
That's not
and you
true.
were like pale.
He's making
and your eyes were bloodshot.
Who's pale now, boy?
Okay, you have a light
stuck inside
right here, shining directly onto my shiny forehead.
I'm tan.
Okay.
Anyways, Persona 5 is it might be top 10 of all time. I really, really like that game. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. The soundtrack, man. It's probably my most listened to video game soundtrack.
Wow.
I jam that thing so much.
Well, there's lyrics, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that helps.
Totally.
Yeah.
But even the lo-fi jams in the coffee shop.
Sure. Yeah, it's good music. I'll put on like video game lo-fi.
I gotta learn
just
that.
on shuffle, you know?
Yeah.
And
Persona 5
regularly comes on, and I never skip.
Yeah, it's because it's excellent.
Very good. Yeah.
And it's so fun. Like, oh man, it's so good. There's so much to it, you know?
Yeah.
There's all your daily stuff. There's all your school stuff. There's all your shopping. You can get a job. You can make friends. You can spend time with your friends. You can go into battle. You can
all the things you can't do in real life.
We almost made it through without a cut. Almost.
No.
Yeah, we're cutting.
No cut will
Luckily,
be made.
I edited the podcast.
No
so
cut
you have
will be
nothing
made.
to say about
No
that.
cut will be made.
What's your number one?
Coder.
Why?
The best game ever made.
It's fine.
The second best game ever made.
No.
Coder is. I don't know what else there is to say about it. Like, I feel like I already talked about it quite a bit with Coder 2, just like comparing the two games. But it's such a great game. Like I love the story beats. I love the hope for the galaxy, and then also like I love how you can crush that hope as a Sith. You know, like. But really, like you can be a Sith in this game. You were a bad guy.
Don't
like
say the thing.
The thing
about that game.
The
thing.
The thing.
Just don't say it.
The thing where you. I'm not gonna say it.
Please play Knights of the Old Republic. If we haven't talked about it 100 times, which we have.
Sure we have, yeah.
You should. Yeah. You gotta play that game. You gotta play it.
Yeah, I mean it's
so good. If you like Star Wars,
but
even a little bit,
but if you haven't,
you will love this.
But
game.
if you haven't played it, the remake's coming out soon.
No.
Really?
No.
You wouldn't wait for the remake?
No, it's not soon. It's at least 3 years away.
Why wouldn't you wait for the remake?
Because it's at least 3 years away.
There's tons of other stuff to play.
This is one of the best games of all time.
Sure. And
what if the remake sucks?
The remake's not going to suck.
But what if it does?
Don't say that.
I'm just saying. Play Knights of the Old Republic.
What if you can't beat the game?
Please.
Because Aspire made it.
A what?
What if you can't beat the game?
Oh, they fixed that.
Did they?
Yeah, I thought about throwing that into the new segment.
Yeah.
Breaking news. They fixed Knights of the Old Republic 2, sort of.
Wait, sort of?
Yeah. I didn't read the article.
Oh.
That was the title.
Okay.
Who knows?
Not you, but those are our top 10 favorite.
That's our top
games.
10, and that's the podcast.
Kirk's not very objective top 10 list.
It's not even a good subjective list. Honestly, I blew this one.
Yep.
I was gonna say screw the pooch, but that's kind of inappropriate. You know what I mean? Like once I figured out. That's kind of a gross thing to say.
So you say it anyways.
Yeah, well, I mean,
okay. Well,
rated T for T.
What have you been playing recently?
Oh, I thought, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I've been outside.
Touch grass.
I have been. I
Wow.
touched a lot of grass today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
No, it's summertime.
For you, it's weird.
It's literally not.
It is.
No, it's summertime.
You beat Persona 5 in 3 weeks.
In the winter.
Mm-hmm. I think it was the spring.
It gets real cold here. The spring in Idaho is winter.
No.
Okay, whatever.
Summer is too hot to go outside. I go outside in the spring and the fall, and then I'm inside in the summer and winter.
Thanks for tuning in to the Player to Player podcast. I'm Kirk. That's
either.
Luke. And we're really grateful to have you. If you could go and drop a cool subscription
stuff,
if you're on YouTube, a comment.
Galactic Battlegrounds.
If you like, rate and review on Apple Podcasts. You could also give us a 5-star review on Spotify. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Halo. So much
We
stuff.
just love you, and we're here for you, and this is why we do it. So we're going to hop over to the El Patreon and make a Thor Love and Thunder review. So, yeah, spoilers, we didn't like it. So if you want to hear us bag all over that movie, go check out our Patreon. That's patreon.com/player2games. I think, right?
Patreon.com/playsatnight.
That doesn't exist.
I'm just kidding. It should exist.
It should, but it doesn't. I gotta double check our Patreon before I give it out.
Yeah.
Patreon. Yeah, /player2games. So go check that out and have a good day.